Hey, good day everyone. This is the Sony Zeiss 35mm f2.8 ZA. I learned from Sony website that they also call this as the Sonnar T FE 35mm f2.8 ZA. I've ended up getting one of these as I'm planning to travel soon and wanted to have a low profile setup but can still produce very good output. This is one of those early lenses released in 2013 for Sony full-frame mirrorless cameras. As you can see, this is so small. This is without the lens hood and lens cap. And now if I'm going to remove the rear cap, it looks like this. Insanely compact for a prime lens. To give you a size reference, I'm comparing the lens to a 50-gram condiment. I also had the same size comparison with the size 55 f1.8 mm prime. The 55mm is almost the same size, but the 35mm is just half. Regarding the dimensions, this lens only weighs 120 grams or 4.2 ounces, and is just about 1.5 inches long. Well, the feeling is like it seems that you're just holding a toy. Even the box feels like it's empty, but it's not. To give you another size comparison, so this is the big Samyang 135 f1.8 AF, and side by side with the 35mm f2.8 looks like this. Almost looks like an adapter for this lens. So the big question here is, how does it perform? That's what we're going to find out. But before that, another reason why I've got this lens is because I'm trying to live a minimalistic lifestyle. That is having simple stuff that works and without too much to choose from. If you're already following me in this channel, you might notice that I reviewed several zoom lenses. I now downsized my setup to just the Sony a7 III and the Samyang 135 1.8 35mm f2.8 plus the Sony Flash f45RM. So far it's working and gives me a clutter-free mindset, and it too enhances my creativity with my limited gears. Speaking of clutter-free, I just wanted to mention this cleverly designed magnetic charging and data cable from a brand called Magtame. This one will keep your cables intact at all times, giving you a sense of order which adds more value to your precious time. They do have different types and designs to choose from, and ships worldwide. Please head on to magtame.com for more details. You can also buy this from the affiliate link below. Isn't it amazing to see inventions like this in 2023? Going back to sample photos, I recently brought this on a trip to the topmost northern part of New Zealand, that is Cape Ringa. This is at f2.8 and I can tell it's already very sharp. I reckon 2.8 is just the right f-stop for this, as it doesn't blur the background too much, giving emphasis to the subject and to the environment. Most people will agree to this that 35mm is somewhat a sweet spot for environmental portrait. Here's another photo at f4.5. I normally shoot at manual mode, setting a fixed ISO then adjusting either the shutter speed or the aperture. It is really sharp. The first thing I notice with this lens is that it's a balanced wide lens, not that ultra wide that distorts the corners, and not that tight wide that loses the scene. Checking this next photo makes me agree to other people who review this lens. It is very contrasty. I believe that's one of the trademark of Zeiss lens. This one is at f5. I also noticed that the sharpness from f2.8 to f5 is just almost the same, with the latter of course has more subject in focus, which is typical when stopping the lens. So I've just got this lens for almost a month now and I'm actually loving it. From its premium look and build quality, up to its size which is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. The focus ring is very smooth and the lens is also weather sealed, although it doesn't have any physical rear rubber gasket. But I don't have any complaints about it. It perfectly and securely mounts to the camera. By the way, I just learned that this lens has a special lens hood and lens cover system. That is, you cannot use the 40.5mm lens cover by itself as it needs to be attached to the lens hood. It is normally called a cap-style hood, You can still use a 49mm filter though by removing the hood. So far I like this lens and it's such a breeze to carry around. I'll add some other photos at the end of these videos and we'll continue using this lens for future reviews. Thanks for your time. Cheers!